Easily Dreamers, welcome! Today I'm going to show you how to learn English with 5 expert tips. They are easy to do, they are super useful, and they come from my 10 years of teaching experience. So if you're ready, let's do this. Tip number 1, learn how to use the most common 100 English words. The Oxford English Corpus released the 100 most commonly used words in English, and they make up a huge amount of all written English. Now this is important. This is the top 100 words for written English. The list for spoken English is a bit different. Now I've put both those lists in the description below, okay, so you can have a look. Just learning these 100 words won't mean that you can speak English perfectly, but if you learn how they are used and how to use them, you will have a great foundation. Take the word would, for example. Now there are many uses of would. For example, as a polite request. So, would you open the window please? Or as a past habit, when we visited my grandmother, we would walk along the river. So there are many different uses. Now, if you know how to use the word would, you've got a wonderful chance of being able to use it, obviously, and to understand it when you see it. And as it's one of the most common words in the English language, I think it's worth making the time or putting in the effort to learn how to use it. My second tip, learn English through the things that you love. If you love fashion, watch English language fashion vloggers and read fashion articles. If you love yoga, watch online yoga classes, or even better, if you can, go to an English language yoga class where you live. If you love football, listen to a podcast, an English language football podcast from iTunes. Read an English language newspaper and the match reports from that. Try and find the game in English with English subtitles maybe. There are so many opportunities now online for you to think of your passion, think of your interests, and then learn English through that. It's the best way to learn because you'll be motivated and you'll learn the topic vocabulary that is related to what you love and what you want to talk about. Tip number 3 is related to tip number 2. Learn English through music. What music do you like? Maybe it's rock, pop, dance music, hip hop, whatever the music that you love, it doesn't matter. As long as it has words, you can learn English. Songs are an amazing resource for language. I did a song recently for you guys with Ed Sheeran's Shape of You, and we looked at some interesting vocabulary and we looked at some interesting grammar structures. And I think this is the perfect way to learn English because you'll see vocabulary that you might not see in a textbook. You'll see grammar structures that maybe are a little bit different from the ones that you've seen before. And what it is authentic language. This is language that it isn't made for a textbook. It's real, everyday English that people really use. And let's be honest, it's super fun. You can dance, you can learn at the same time. Perfect. Tip number 4, make learning a habit. If you wanted to build muscles, how would you do it? Would you go to the gym for the first day, lift up all the weights you can, and then for the rest of the week not go? Well, you could do that, but it wouldn't work. If you wanted to lose weight, would you go for a 3-hour run on Monday and then nothing for the rest of the week? No, that wouldn't work, would it? So why, when we're learning English, do we try and learn for 2 hours, 3 hours on an evening when we've been working and then do nothing for the rest of the week? It doesn't make sense. To see results, you need to make learning a habit. Now, the best way to make learning a habit is to make it sustainable. Now, what do I mean by sustainable? Well, sustainable is where you're able to continue to do something. I think the best way to do that is not to learn for 3 hours on a Tuesday night after work when you're tired and then nothing for the rest of the week. I think the best way is to do short amounts every day or as often as you can. Here's what I'd suggest. Try for 1 week to give 10 minutes every day to learning English. Just 10 minutes. Try and do it at the same time every day because that will help keep it a habit. The best time for me, I think, would be when you're going to work. So you're on the bus, on the train, use that time to learn. Or maybe in your lunch break or any break, take 10 minutes of that time and study English. Pick a YouTube video, okay? Could be one of mine, could be anyone else's, or find an interesting blog article on your phone and use that to learn English. Set yourself the goal of doing it every day for 1 week. And at the end of the week, have a look and see how you've done. Making your learning short, frequent occurrences is the best way to make learning a habit. 10 minutes every day. It's all I'm asking. My final tip, use the voice recorder function on your mobile phone. This is an amazing tool to improve your speaking and your pronunciation. How can you use it? Okay, one idea, you could listen to your favorite TV show, let's say Sherlock, and you could listen for a short sentence that Sherlock says, and then record into the voice recorder your imitation. So you can listen to how he says the phrase or the sentence, and then you record exactly the same sentence into the voice recorder as you would say it. So this is an imitation. You're trying to sound like the original. Afterwards, you can listen back and compare the two sounds. If you have an English speaking friend, then maybe you could ask them, or a teacher, you could ask them to compare the sounds too. Another way to use it could be to write a story, okay, write on a piece of paper, and then record yourself saying the story. Then you could listen back and think, okay, maybe I need to improve that pronunciation there, or maybe I was speaking very slowly, so next time I need to speed up. So you can listen to it and then record it again and see if there's any improvement. You could compare the two recordings, see if you've improved. Again, if you have an English speaking friend or teacher or someone you know, they could listen to it and give you advice, ideas, tips, and some help. Another idea, and this is one that I used when I was in Hong Kong, and I can't speak Cantonese, but what I used to do was ask my Cantonese speaking friends to record phrases into my voice recorder so that I could listen to it and practice. This was a fantastic way of trying to imitate their intonation. Okay, let's practice some Cantonese. 游泳池喺邊度啊？游泳池喺邊度啊？ Now I could take that to a Cantonese speaking friend and ask them if it was any good. Maybe it's completely terrible, I don't know. I think I was trying to say, where is the swimming pool? Anyway, these voice recorders are an amazing tool to help you improve your English. Eat Sleep Dreamers, what learning tips have I forgotten to mention today? What do you do to improve your English? Tell me in the comments below, and that will mean that you're going to share it with all the other Eat Sleep Dreamers, because I think as a community I'd love us to share our learning ideas, and then maybe someone will read your idea and they'll think, brilliant, that's exactly how I want to learn English. So as they say, sharing is caring. And if you know anyone that is trying to learn English and would find this video useful, please share it with them. Guys, check out my Instagram account. It has so many cool things going on right now. Also, check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know what time it is. It's time to take your English to the next level. This is Tom saying goodbye.